me soon as I'm done. Tell me that go, number one can't put none to hold your heart.
He's really in it. He's really feeling it. Look. Yeah, okay.
There, that's it. That's it.
That was good. Good job.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, welcome back to Open Invite, a show where community, culture, entertainment intersects. I'm Anthony Jr.
And I'm Cyn.
And I'm excited for today.
Yeah.
The reason why, because I know that we have something new that we're going to be bringing to the show.
We do. But before we dive into that, how are you?
Ooh, I'm feeling good. I mean, I had a lot of rest. It wasn't 8 hours.
Okay.
But you can tell I'm feeling vibrant.
You're glowing.
I'm glowing, as they would say, you know. Everything's feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm actually a little tired today.
Really?
I am, but I didn't want to drink coffee before we started because I don't want to feel anxious. Because you know sometimes coffee gets your heart rate going. So, but I'm doing well.
See, that's a fun fact. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Nah, because I don't even drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
Nah.
Really?
I'm a tea guy.
Okay, tea. Okay, fancy.
I like all types of tea, so anybody want to share it?
All right.
You know, they got I'm not even going to get it. They got a tea app now, so we not even going to get it.
All right. Well, we're not going to get into that. But low-key, actually, this new segment that we're introducing is low-key kind of like, not really tea because we're not really calling anybody out, but it's kind of tea because we're getting insight from people and kind of giving our thoughts, right?
Yep.
And so you want to, kind of get started on that?
Yeah, so we have a new segment. It's called Off the Menu, and I'm gonna have Cyn do the intro.
I
for
will.
What exactly it is.
Yes, and so this segment is more so like our starter, right? Because one of the things that's been happening is, as Anthony and I have been having our conversations, folks have been reaching out to us, which thank you for reaching out and letting us know that you're enjoying the show. Folks have been reaching out to us, kind of just asking about specific things that are happening in their lives and just seeking some guidance or insight or feedback or going back to the tea, spilling their tea, right? And so we're introducing a segment that allows you all to also give us any thoughts around what's happening in your lives, or if you have a story or you just have something funny that you want to share with us. So this is our starter, our amuse-bouche, like we said. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will get into the dilemma. My coworker and I have great chemistry, and lately, our friendly interactions have sparked office gossip. Ooh, that's crazy, right? We've never crossed professional lines, but the rumors are becoming uncomfortable. Should we address this openly or just let it blow over?
Ooh, okay, this is a good one.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay.
I have a lot of thoughts because this actually makes me think about us.
Yes.
And now granted, obviously we picked this one intentionally because we have a certain level of connection to this specific dilemma, right? So you and I have a professional working relationship. But when I tell y'all the amount of times that people ask me if Anthony is my man, I don't know his middle name.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, it's crazy.
So
crazy.
I think that this is one of those things where you can address it if needed, if it starts to affect the work that you're doing, right? So in our case, we don't care because we know that we're just a professional working type of collaborative dynamic. And so because of that, we don't have to tell the world like, hey y'all, we're just friends, you know?
You know, this is one of those things where people ask all the time, you guys have such great chemistry on camera. Are you guys talking? Are y'all dating? The answer is no.
No.
Me and her.
That's it.
That's
y'all
it.
Get this? That's it.
That's really what it is, you know what I mean? But I think, you know, to even be on a serious note, I think like one of the things that people need to also take into consideration is that sometimes you actually need the opposite sex's input.
You do.
Because I'm not gonna lie, if it was me and one of the bros here on the show, you wouldn't be getting the type of insight that Cyn offers. So sometimes it's really about like, you know, we know what the end goal is of Open Invite, and you know, we're really focused, head down to try to get this done. So
absolutely. So I guess so should they address it or should they let it blow over?
I would honestly say I don't think they could go wrong with either one.
Okay.
You know, my personal opinion, I would just let it blow over.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
if you both know what it is, then let people talk.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So then this leads me into an even broader conversation, right? Because there are many people who work in spaces where they do have a very close working relationship with somebody, but they're completely platonic,
Yeah.
right? And I wonder if, because I hear it so many times from so many people who say it's not possible to have a platonic relationship with the opposite sex, right? Especially if you're working in close proximity, in a recurring type of dynamic. You guys are building rapport, you're building relationship. Because if there's an attraction there, then you can't really keep it professional. So is it possible to have a platonic type of dynamic?
Absolutely. I think really what it is really about being able to establish boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are important in any aspect of relationship building, professionalism, building whatever. It's all important.
It is.
So I think if you're able to establish those boundaries up front, everything's good.
But what if somebody tries to cross that boundary?
Okay, well, you have to be very firm on that boundary and let it be known like, hey, you and me right here,
This is where we are.
this is where we at. We not doing nothing.
No cross. All right. We're not doing none of that.
We not doing none of that, you know?
Okay.
So as long as you're able to keep it like this, period,
We're good.
everything's good.
We're good.
What about you? What do you think?
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I think it's possible, but I think it's hard. And here's what I'll say. Because you're looking at it from a man's perspective,
Yeah.
right? I'm a woman. I think I'm kind of cute. I don't know. I think so. You know?
Yeah.
And so there are many dynamics where I do begin a working relationship with somebody, and then it kind of becomes it changes,
Yeah.
right? And here are a number of reasons why it changes. I think that because by nature I'm kind,
Yeah.
I'm gracious, I'm caring. So sometimes I'll call and check in. Hey,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Yeah.
I've called you a couple times. I've messaged you a couple
Yeah.
times. Like, hey, Anthony, how's everything going?
Yeah,
How's life?
absolutely. Yep.
You know, it doesn't mean I'm calling you because I'm trying to talk to you like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm calling you because I'm checking in. And there have been times where I've had to literally, and it's funny because if I had my friends in this room right now, they would say, you know, I've had many times where I've had to send a long message.
Yeah.
They say, when Cynthia sends you that dissertation, I will explain,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is the lines we're not crossing,
Exactly.
etc. Right?
Yeah.
So from my perspective as a woman, there have been times where I've had to draw hard lines
Yeah.
multiple times because in my gentleness, in my kindness, in my caring nature, you know, folks have been like, okay, maybe she like me. You know,
Yeah.
she think I'm cute
Yeah.
or whatever. So,
You know, and sometimes, and you got to also let them know that you're not calling past 9 p.m.
yeah, thank you.
You're not calling past 9
Thank
p.m.
you. And if I do, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Because I've called many people past 9 p.m. and I don't like them. But I'm checking in. So am I the problem?
So that's where the line can get blurred a little bit, because a guy is gonna think, yo, if a girl is calling me past 9 p.m., let's say like 9:05 or
Okay,
something.
9:05 is crazy.
If they calling me past 9 o'clock
Yeah.
in general, I might think something is like, yo, so yes, now that I just checked in, so what you doing tonight? That's what a guy could think.
Okay. Well, maybe I take it all back. Maybe I'm the problem. You know, because I just be thinking, so here's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not a 9 to 5, right? If it's a 9 to 5, yes, I have those hard cutoffs.
Yeah.
Because you see me when you see me, you
Yep.
talk to me when you talk to me. 5 o'clock, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
because of the other projects that I do, they fall in the most weird times, at the
Yeah.
most random, you know, so it's like, because of that, I'm thinking, hey, if we are always connecting past a certain time anyway because of this,
Yeah.
maybe. But
Yeah.
again, maybe I'm the problem. I'll figure it out.
No, I wouldn't say you're the problem. No. Because I'll even give an example for me. So, obviously being in nightlife and entertainment and stuff like that.
You, go ahead.
I might have to call somebody at 11 p.m. like, yo, we need you at this event, this time, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. And that girl could have a significant other and the lines could get blurred, but at the same time, it's up to obviously myself to be able to set that boundary because we do have a working relationship, but it's also important for that woman to also set the boundary or set those expectations with their partner.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, then they're looking like, yo, who is Anthony calling you at
11:11. Right.
making a wish. Making a wish like, oh my gosh, wow, this is insane. This is incredible. Anthony's calling me at this time. We're meant to be. But it's really like about setting those boundaries, those expectations. So I think that's really important. I have, really good working relationships with other women on my team and other people that, I just collaborate with and stuff. So,
okay. So, and I let you finish the nightlife point because then I had a thought.
Yeah.
Right? Because you do work in nightlife. Nightlife comes with a lot of vices.
Yeah, Miami vices.
Lots of Miami vices, and I know you like a little drink here and there.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that, right? When when you are having to, let's say, take a shot with somebody, and so now y'all are a little bit lit, now you're a little bit more loose, a little bit more easygoing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that?
It takes a lot of years of experience. If this is somebody that is really trying to just jump into this, and sometimes you got to really know how to balance the drinking.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, believe it or not, sometimes I don't take every drink I get. I do not, because I'm not about to have people catch me slipping.
Yeah, I've actually seen you hand people drinks. So I was like, hey, I got a drink. Here you go.
Yeah, because usually my go-to will be, of course, like an Aperol Spritz or something. But sometimes I let the bartenders know, like, hey, if I come up to you and give you that look, make it be Sprite or soda water.
I'm done.
Don't give me nothing else. So I do think that it's about balance once again, because you can definitely get to that point where you start crossing boundaries a little bit more when you start having more drinks in your system, becoming intoxicated. But I think really it's about how you carry yourself.
It is.
Because I think also other people that respect you in that manner, they're not going to let you cross that boundary too. So I think it's up to both people to be able to make that good decision.
Yeah. So there are no blurred lines.
Yeah.
It's clear, and y'all know exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
And in that, in establishing respect, establishing clarity with those boundaries, one of the things that you mentioned was even if someone has a significant other, right? And it makes me think broadly about family.
Yeah.
And within the family working, collaborating space, I wonder if you have to set the same types of boundaries, right? So even just like transitioning from the platonic type of, relationship between male and female.
Yeah.
What about, brother and brother, brother and sister, etc. What kind of boundaries, if you have to set some, do you set even with working with loved ones beyond people that are just like friends?
Yeah. You often hear times where people say you can't really work with family members, you can't really work with friends because once again, those boundaries get blurred, So I do think once again, it's really about setting those expectations. But I do think personally that I have worked with, obviously friends and family and stuff, but those conversations do get tougher.
They do.
They really do get tougher because now it's like you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings if they mess up, or if they're doing something the way that you're not wanting them to do. It's really like, I think it really depends on the person, I've worked with friends and family. I know people that really don't, and they set it like that where it's like no matter
boundary.
Exactly, no matter what, it's not happening, So I think it's I think it really just comes down to the person. I mean, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with friends, I've worked with family in different capacities, and so here's the thing: being Zambian, there's that nuance of the African experience, and I'm not sure how this shows up in your life specifically, but for me, there have been times where, because we're in America, and so because we're in America, everybody thinks that we have money.
Yep.
Meanwhile, listen, I got student loans.
Facts.
If y'all could help me with those loans, that would be wonderful. You know, but like, we have responsibilities that we're taking care of. And so just because we're in America doesn't mean that we have it made, because we don't.
Yeah.
But I've had experiences where folks back home want to connect on a business venture, business idea, so on and so forth. And I've sent money back home.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a return yet.
Yeah.
It has been 10 years.
Yeah.
I have not seen a return yet.
Yeah.
Right?
The Western Union.
You know? And
The
so
transactions.
because of that,
Yeah.
there is a pause when it comes to working with family in that regard, right?
Yep.
Because a lot of people have really, really good ideas. I
Yeah.
mean, brilliant ideas around specific business ventures or a project or an investment or whatever it might be. However, if you can't actually show me that you got started with it before you reached out to me to want to work on it together, then I kind of have to I don't know if I'm comfortable doing that, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that I won't work with family, because one of my things is I'm all for nepotism. Like, I will listen, let us work together.
Yeah.
Let's build our ecosystem as a family, but I also have to see existing evidence that you as a person have been able to show me a consistent rhythm of execution, a consistent rhythm of commitment. So that way I know, regardless of what happens within what we're doing, we have the same level of intentionality to actually execute and get things done.
Yeah.
So with that, I think that's my boundary is, do I have that? Can I see that? If I can, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
You know, and if I can't, then I don't know.
Yeah, so so it's safe to say that that person has to really show you
do.
before they can, get involved in any type of business venture.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. And also because I've learned. I've learned from experience. I've said this before, I'm a resource, right? By nature. It's just how God made me. If I was Oprah, everybody would have a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know?
Because right now.
Because if I have it, then we have it.
Yeah.
Right? But even in that, what I'm learning is to have a balance in how I'm creating that access to those resources, because not everyone actually takes it serious on the flip side, right? So just because it's existing doesn't mean that I have to hand it to you. What can I see from you that's existing to make me comfortable in actually handing it to you?
Got you. So how do you deal with the drawback of that? Like, let's say that it's a close relative and you were expecting for them to actually show you why they should receive a donation. Yeah.
Donations.
Exactly.
Dr. Umar is on Instagram right now. Asking for donations.
How would you handle those types of incidents when, people are expecting that and they haven't shown you, and obviously now your relationship is at stake with a, close family or friend?
That's tough, because I also want to make sure that you're good.
Yeah.
So what's the reason that you're asking for the donation?
Yeah.
Are you Dr. Umar asking for donations because your account is supposedly,
exactly.
What did he say He said his accounts were locked? I don't know. Send him a PayPal and a Cash App. No, he said Apple Pay.
Yeah, Apple Pay.
What reason are you asking for this donation?
Exactly.
Right? Is it because you're really down and out? Or is it because you actually need something in this moment? And are you able to show me how you're going to be able to give that back when the time comes?
Absolutely.
Because I always think about it like this. When you give someone something, especially when it comes to money or resources, give it knowing that they probably won't return it.
Absolutely.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
If I give it to you and you say, I got you.
Yeah.
That $40, I got you.
Yeah.
You probably don't.
Yeah.
You probably won't.
Never gonna see it again. Never gonna see it again. Man. And there have been times that I've given my last to somebody. Sometimes I'm wanting them to give it back just because I'm just off of general principle.
Exactly.
But yeah, sometimes you gotta really just give it to them knowing that they may not give it back. Good people will. The people that do have like they think like me, where it's like, I never want somebody to think like I'm not a man of my word.
Yeah.
Where I want to give back what was given to me.
Exactly.
You know, some people have that type of integrity.
Exactly.
Where it's like they will honor that, you know?
Yeah.
Other people, I mean, hey.
Hey, and they see you and they dap you up, like,
yeah.
or you see them on vacation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're eating top ramen.
Yeah. See them on vacation having the finest of champagne.
Right.
Meanwhile, you at the house just, man, I can barely afford this DoorDash. Man, the taxes is killing me.
Listen, DoorDash, groceries. At this point, I need a garden so I can grow my own vegetables.
Oh my God.
But in that, do you have any situations where you have been the recipient of somebody's, resource? Mm-hmm. And how have you handled that?
Yeah, so for me, there's been times where it may not even be like monetary. It's just really more of like a favor that is being done. I kind of look at favors as like, whenever I need that favor back, I got you in whatever shape or form. So for example, it's like if somebody was to, just look out in the sense of like, I would say maybe the best way to even put this is, let's say somebody looked out for me going into an event, right? And I didn't have to pay to get into the event.
Okay.
And obviously me not paying to get into somebody's establishment is taking money out of their pocket.
Right.
So for me, I look at that as like, yo, since you did that for me, I got you. Next time you come through, I got you. I'll get you a drink, or I'll have complimentary entry as well, something like that. Or even comes down to like, I know we talked about it on a previous episode, but when somebody just like shows love off the strength of like just looking out.
Right.
I came to their event, they came to mine.
Right.
That's how we kind of, do that, But there's times where obviously that favor is not returned, and I have to really just be okay with it not being returned. I can't mope around and be like, man, I'm also not the type of person that's gonna be sitting there asking. I just don't have. I can't.
Right.
I cannot. What are the people that walk knocking the doors again? They
Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Yeah.
It's an ego thing for me, where it's like, as a person, you owe me $5, $10. Nah, I'm joking. Not even $5.
Sometimes it be $5. That's why I ask you.
Yeah.
If someone gives me $5, I'm grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But sometimes I'm not gonna be like, yo, you owe me this. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm just expecting you to know because I know.
But is that fair though? Is it fair to expect people to have the same value system as you?
See, it's not fair at all. I think really we shouldn't expect it at all.
Yeah.
And just be grateful when they do.
Yeah.
But also we should give knowing that there is a % chance that they will not give it back.
You will not receive anything back.
Yeah. So if you know that you're on your last dollar, don't give that last dollar sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna be wanting that back right then and there,
oof,
you might be disappointed.
Oof. That's good.
That's a real.
That's good.
That's a.
Okay, come on, notes. Okay, okay. I like
Write
that.
it down. Pause the episode. Write it down. What I just said. Write it down.
What you said again? Okay.
Oh my God. Yo, you funny.
I be trying, Here's the thing. So at home, my family swears I'm not funny. My friends swear I'm not funny.
Yeah.
We actually have a friend in this room right now who swears I'm not funny. I'm not looking at her because I have to look at the camera.
Yeah.
But I think I low-key got jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
I do?
You
Okay.
do, yeah. I think
Look
you
at me.
do, yeah.
Second guessing, do I? Am I really funny?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's funny.
Yeah. So with that, right? Because one of the things that we are really establishing this platform for really is going back to the notion of community, culture, and entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So within the scope of community, and I want us to kind of dive a little bit deeper here. I think about some of the things that I've heard people say, even pertaining to serving people in community, whether it be around brown and black folks, right? Or folks who are under-resourced, is they feel as though they're pouring into a never-ending well,
Yeah.
right? To where they're constantly having to give and constantly having to resource, but they're not seeing anything shifting. And I think about that from the notion of trauma, because I do think that there is some trauma that is, not some, a lot of trauma that is attached to black and brown folks, and even folks who are living in, under-resourced spaces, et cetera, to where it's systemic. And also there are other components to it where they haven't really been given the ability to learn how to actually multiply a seed, right? And so when you give them a seed, they don't know what to do with it. And so in that, within the context of community, how do we, yes, I know we have hard boundaries around how we're working in relationships, working with family and other things like that, but how do we operate in such a way that we're not jaded or closed off to pouring into community?
I think there has to be some sort of education that is like provided within the boundaries of, when this is supposed to happen or when this is given, you're supposed to do X, Y, or Z, because it's like one of those things where it's like if you were to give somebody X amount of dollars and you expect them to invest in X, Y, and Z, if you aren't giving them the education or if you aren't showing them how to do so, I mean, you can't be mad because they don't know what, just like you say, they don't know what to do with it. So I think there's a part of it that has to be the educational factor behind it. What are we supposed to do when we are receiving X? How is value given to us and how are we supposed to reciprocate X, Y, and Z, I really think that's what it comes down to, Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
I think so too. I think that it's definitely education, but also access, because one of the things that I've found with my personal journey is because I've been able to step into certain spaces just by proximity. There are things that I'm pulling from those spaces. It could literally be just like, oh, this person sits this way. Okay, bet. This person greets this person this way. Okay, bet. Just even picking up on those nuances that sometimes you don't think are important, but are actually really important. Adding those things to your toolkit and adding those things to your toolbox are important. And also knowing, going back to education, knowing how to then utilize those things with wisdom and things of that nature, right, I think is really important. So I agree. I think that education is a huge thing, but also definitely giving people access to be able to experience, all of those things is really important.
Also, I even think on top of the access part is like, right now, social media, internet is just where it's at, you know? So it's like, even if it can't be something physically as far as access, they need to use social media and the internet as a whole as that point of access, because I mean, at this point, you can access anything. So using that to tie along with the educational part, you're golden.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Now, in that, look at me. Oh, I always try to play devil's advocate a little bit. During COVID, the government was giving out stimulus packages and PPP loans and all of the things. And I've heard many a story about many a people who had the access to PPPs and now they are in prison.
PP prison.
They are in PP prison. And so in that, how do we reconcile with things of that nature, right? To where in certain times we do have the influx of something and then we take advantage of it.
See, that's where I will have to actually say is that y'all ruin it for us, man. People that are really trying to do good with the money that we could potentially get, y'all ruining it for us.
Right.
Man.
Right.
Because I'm not going to lie, I was,
You thought about getting a PPP?
Yeah, no, see, I was thinking,
Look, you
SBA, small business, so, the loan, I was trying to go about it the right way. But you start hearing these stories, they start scaring you. You like, man, I don't really need this, I don't really need this money. It's all good.
And so we're clear. Neither one of us got a PPP.
Yeah.
So don't come for us.
Yeah, do not come for us, please. I do not have it. I do not have it. But see, if I had gotten it,
you would have done good with it.
I would have done good with
Right.
it. I would have done good with it.
Yeah.
Put people in position, keep their families afloat, all that good stuff, But man, I actually watch videos on YouTube where it's like people like getting caught.
Oh, I've watched my algorithm, Dr. Ubar, and PPP scams.
People getting caught. They're showing up. They're showing up to the front door. Oh my God! What money? What did it? Are you sure?
I'm crying. Right. And it'd be the shock too. Like, now you took that money.
Yeah, how did $1 million just end up in your account?
Right.
How?
Right.
You was just in Barcelona and now you're just acting like we didn't see it on the ground.
Don't even speak Spanish.
Oh my God. You don't even speak Spanish. You just borrowed the translator just because you have the money.
Right.
Oh man.
I know.
These people, they get on my nerves.
I
man.
know. So, and that is where I will say this. That is where we have to continue to stay informed, educate one another, have grace with one another, but also hold each other accountable.
Absolutely.
I think it comes down to even thinking about the broader context of our conversation, right? Within the platonic versus, platonic type of dynamic between a male and female working in business together. That's possible when y'all hold each other accountable.
Yep.
If you have boundaries, don't call me after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 9:01, 0.5,
11:11.
11:11. Do not call me.
Yeah.
Holding each other accountable in certain things, right? If it's in family, holding each other accountable with certain things. In community, holding each other accountable.
Yep. I
think that's what's going to help us grow if we can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
11:11 Make-A-Wish Foundation.
on.
This is not that. It is not that. Don't call me at 11:11.
11:11?
I might call you just for some business, like we talking, but other than that, no, negative.
Negative. I'll call you tonight at 11:11.
Yeah.
Hey, Aunt. 11:11. All right. Okay, bye.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is good. Yeah. This is good. So, with that, we have our favorite segment. Well, I'll say it's my favorite segment because I like asking these questions.
Yeah.
Our split decision segment.
Okay.
Where in essence, I ask you or whoever the guest is a this or that type of question, right?
Okay.
And given the context of our conversation today, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on a couple of things.
Okay.
You ready?
Let's get it.
Okay. So here's your split decision. Here's the first one.
Okay.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Hire your friend or hire a stranger. What are you doing?
Man, that's a good one. I think I might hire the stranger.
Oh.
I might hire the stranger.
Okay.
I think there's different ways to look at it, which is why it's a very tough one. So it's a really good one. Two different ways to look at it, because I do know that if I hire a stranger, there's already this preconceived notion where it's like, this is strictly business. And you can't mess this up, otherwise you're not getting paid. You're not getting compensated. Don't ask me for no money, because I don't got it for you. But there's that real strict boundary that's set in stone where it's like, you are to do this, that, and the third within this time. And once you are done, then you get compensated.
We're good.
We're good.
God
I'll
bless
see
you.
you
God
later.
keep you. Have a good life.
Exactly. But with a friend, of course, there's just a whole bunch of gray areas that you have to try to
true.
navigate.
That's true.
Because now it's like, yo, even though you might need something on a Friday, you know, you might decide to go out with that friend on a Thursday, then things don't get done.
Right.
You know, and it's one of those things where it's like now I have to give a little bit more grace because I contributed to it, we contributed to it. You know, so there's a lot of gray areas that we have to figure out ways to navigate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, yeah, I'm always gonna try to hire a friend though.
Right.
But as far as like realistically, I'll go with a stranger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? I mean, hey.
I'll say friend. And here's why.
Okay.
I don't mind having those tough conversations with my people, but I've had to learn to do that.
Okay.
And because my friends also know me, I'm very peculiar. I'm an interesting person.
Yeah.
And so there are those little nuances that I think that sometimes show up in work just because of who we are as people.
Yeah.
And with that, having someone who understands me and knows, okay, Cyn isn't actually mad. She's just in her zone.
Yeah.
Right? Like the other day, one of my best friends literally came by the studio because she was stuck in traffic. So she was like, I'm not trying to be in traffic. I'll just stop by. And I had a lot of work to do. And this is someone who I also do work with as well, right? So there are other things that we cannot talk about business-wise. But she knows me and she didn't bother me directly, but she's a brat. So she was still being ridiculous in the background, but directly she wasn't because she knows, okay, Cynthia in this moment actually just needs her space to be able to get things done the way that she needs to get done.
Yeah.
That's someone who knows me and isn't offended by my silence or me being reclusive. Someone who doesn't know me might feel that, oh, dang, are you mad at me? What happened? When really, I'm just trying to be focused, right?
Yeah.
So those nuances in relationship can actually serve us really well because our people who know us and respect us and honor us in business, it can actually serve us really well. So in this instance, I would say hire a friend.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good explanation.
And it's a balance, right? It's a balance because sometimes, like you said, sometimes our friends are a little bit more lax, a little bit more loose because you're my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Okay. Here's the second one.
Okay.
So the split decision option is, these are statements, right? So is it, business is business or does family come first? And in the context of, actually, you know the context. Yes.
Yeah.
Business is business or does family come first?
I gotta. Man, Cyn.
Business is business, or family first?
Yo,
be honest. With your family's watching.
They really are.
Anthony's
watching.
mama. I'm sorry. These are his thoughts.
Yeah, I would say I would have to say. I gotta say family first.
Okay.
I gotta say family first. Only reason why,
Good answer.
the reason why is because money. I would want and hope that money never changes the family dynamic.
Come on.
So if there's times where we have to break the rules a little bit in order to maintain the dynamic of the family, cool, we'll do so. But also the business itself can't be what destroys the family.
Come on.
Because we know that it's tough to balance those two things, especially when there's money involved. So yeah, I would say that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, good answer. Because I was like, if this ninja pick business over his family,
I can't.
Because the way that I look at it, and this is where I have to go back to my foundation, which is God, right?
Yeah.
I believe that our first ministry is our family. Beyond that, if we can't steward that well, whatever funnels out of that, not that it won't thrive, because people still thrive, right? But if we can really steward that well, I believe that there is favor that's attached to us being able to do that well. And so for me, I believe that family is definitely first, and a healthy family, because we have to remember that we're speaking about this from the context of we have, I'm sure, my family dynamic is pretty healthy within my immediate family, and I'm sure yours is as well. And so because we have those healthy family dynamics, I'm able to really cultivate that.
Yeah.
And there's a way that my family is able to support, empower, uphold me.
Yeah.
And that is my initial ministry. If I can't steward that well, then everything else that funnels from that, I believe that doesn't really flow the way
Yeah.
that it's supposed to.
Absolutely.
However, I do want to preface this by saying we have healthy family dynamics,
Yeah.
because we also understand that some people don't have that. There's a lot of abuse and trauma and things of that nature that does come directly from family. So in that case, yeah, business first, period. But if you do have a healthy family dynamic, steward that well, because everything will flow from that.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
All right then. Well, this has been a good conversation, but you already
Yes.
know I'm just gonna put my card down and prepare for whatever you're gonna freestyle, because at this point I don't know what this man
Yeah.
thinks. I don't know what he prepares. When you all are hearing this is when I'm hearing it. So wrap us out of the episode.
Yeah, so because I've been trying to get myself together,
Drink his little water.
drink my water to get myself together. In ode of the number one,
Okay.
1111,
Okay.
I'm gonna do this song by Pharrell and Kanye West. It's called Number One.
Okay.
You're my number one, that's a hit to me. Smash it. Wait, I messed up. Off the chart, then the thing to smash it. Soon as I'm done, tell me when I go back on number one, ain't hit one. All this, I fucked it up. Oh my God. See, I need the beat.
I
But
wish-
that was
okay.
that's the one we know, because of YouTube, we can't really.
I know,
put the
right? You
music
just
on there.
yeah.
Smash it, that's a hint to me.
Okay.
Off the charts, trying to get to me. Understand, hint to me. Soon as I'm done, tell me when it's done. That number one can't put none to hold your heart.
He's really in it. He's really feeling it. Look. Yeah, okay.
There, that's it. That's it.
Good job.
That's what I'm talking about. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, that was open invite.
Yes.
I hope you guys have an amazing day.
Yes.
Or an amazing evening.
Yep.
Don't call us past 9 o'clock.
901. 901.5.
901. Don't call us past that. We'll see you next time.
All right. Talk to y'all soon.
Peace.
You was really in it.
I was in it.
Did y'all see his face?